I shared with you all a little bit earlier. One thing that we're working on this month is that we are going to be launching our next cohort, which is the Rich Speaker Mastery. Hello, welcome y'all. Welcome to this week's live session. I am back. I feel like I haven't went live in quite some time. I've been traveling for the month of April, had some amazing opportunities to see different parts of the world, and I'll share a little bit of that with y'all today. But welcome back to folks who've been following for a while. If you're a part of the Speaking for Profit Circle, go on and put the word circle into the comments. I would just love to see who's here. I see that we've already got Aubrey in the building. Looks like we've got Sharon. Welcome, Sharon. I'm glad you could make it. And then we also have Patty. Patty is here as well. Welcome, y'all. And then we got Michaela, of course, in the building too. So today we're going to be doing our LinkedIn audit to be able to support some folks who have been amazing in the circle, who have been, kicking butt and who are on our leaderboard. To be able to support them. So for folks who don't know, we have a community called the Speaking for Profit Circle. And what I'm coining it as is the most diverse speaking network in the world. And we have some amazing folks that are in that community doing some great work. One of the things that we have within the community, if you join, is we have a free course to teach you how to craft your signature talk and how to secure a paid opportunity through doing free opportunities at conferences or events or through creating your own stage. So that's going to be in the Speaking for Profit Circle. If you look into the description of this video, you'll see a link there if you want to join, if you haven't joined already. But as a part of the circle, we have a leaderboard. And what the leaderboard does is it showcases people who have been the most influential in the group, right? So folks who have went through some of our content, folks who have been supporting other people, doing shout outs, asking questions. And what we're going to do today is acknowledge those folks by providing them some support on their LinkedIn profile so that they can get more clients, right? Because what we're here for is to speak more, to create more impact, but also to make some money. Right. So if you're here for that, go on and put the word money in the comments and we'll get into today's training. So before we get into the audits, because what I'm going to do is literally log into LinkedIn and go to each of your pages and give you some key feedback. I do want to share with you all that the month of April was so powerful for me as a speaker and a consultant. It was so powerful. So I started off the month by traveling to San Diego, actually, to meet my mentor, Doug Broughton. And shouts out to Doug. If you don't know him, please go check out his work. He does a lot of work around supporting people around building communities and putting on conversion events. So the 5-day challenge that you all have been through, that I've been able to support you all with, he taught me how to do that. So I love Doug. I appreciate him, but we never had met in person. So shouts out to being able to meet your coach in person. And I went to San Diego to meet him because he works with an organization called Baja Bound. And what Baja Bound does is that they support families within Mexico, Baja, Mexico, Ensenada, Tijuana, to be able to support them to get homes, because within that part of Mexico, a lot of folks do not have resources. They don't have clean water. Usually they don't have a place to stay. They're staying in more like shack or tent type of environments. So a part of his business is that he takes a percentage of his money and he puts it into a house build where he can take a group of folks to go and build a house for amazing folks in Mexico. So we had an opportunity to meet with him in San Diego. I went to San Diego, California, and then we drove to Mexico and got there. They had the materials, they had hammers, they had carpenters and construction workers there to support us. But we built a house in the weekend, which was super powerful. And the cool thing about it, y'all, is that we also got to bond and meet the family that we were building the house for. It was the Lopez family, and it was, of course, the amazing father, his wife, and they had 4 children. And I got to play with the kids, play a little soccer. We got to eat really good, amazing Mexican food, and we were all a part of the process. So if you all haven't had an opportunity, please go look and check out Baja Bound. What I'll try to do is share more information about this in the Speaking for Profit Circle. And this is definitely something I'm interested in investing more into in the next few years. But it was great to go meet with him and be able to support with the house build. If y'all think that's something that y'all would be interested in giving back, just go and put the word giving back into the comments. Just wanted to know if people are interested in potentially going and doing a house build. It just was such an amazing opportunity. And I'm so thankful I got to do that. So I went to go meet with Doug in San Diego, did that for a couple of days. And then most of you know I'm from Los Angeles. Woo woo to all my West Coast folks who are in the space. So I went back to LA, got to spend some time with my amazing father, which was really great, and see some family. And while I was in LA, y'all, this is what's wild. I was there and the Your First Million conference was happening. It's called Your First Million. And Arlen Hamilton, which is an amazing venture capitalist person who has raised a lot of money for organizations. She was actually homeless for a while and found her way into this work, being able to support with philanthropy and supporting companies. She had a conference. The conference was already supposed to happen while I was there. And I went on her Instagram post and posted something, and she actually sent me a free ticket to go to the conference. So while I was in LA, of course, I was spending time with family, but I got to go there and get my book signed by her and meet her and, rub shoulders with some of the folks who are doing some really cool work around technology and around raising money in LA. So I got to do that. I spent some time in LA, and then I came back to Atlanta for about a week, did some work here, and then I flew out to Dallas, Texas for the Black Trans Advocacy Conference. And I know there's some folks here that I met at BTAC. If I met you at BTAC, go on and put the word BTAC into the comments. I would love to see who's here from that. But that was a great opportunity to share with folks how to get paid to speak and consult. So I was able to do a workshop, but I also got to be a part of the experience and meet so many other amazing individuals from around the country, which was really great. And what I loved about BTAC in particular, and hey, Braylon, glad you're here from it. What I loved about BTAC in particular is I thought it was just going to be another conference, y'all. And it was really a place that felt like a reunion and a homecoming, because there are so many amazing Black, trans, Black LGBT folks that I've known on the internet for over 10, 15 years, and we've never met in person. So BTAG gave us an opportunity to meet, and I'm meeting folks from like New York. I'm meeting folks from California. I'm meeting folks from Tennessee and Arkansas. And it was just so cool to see us in a place where we're accepted and where we're happy and where we're really expressing our own joy. So I'm so thankful for that experience. And then I came back home. So now I'm back in Atlanta. So I say all that to say that April was full of a lot of travel, a lot of opportunity to meet other people. And May is just as busy. May is another busy month for me. I have 2 speaking opportunities, and I'll share more about those in the next couple of days. But spring tends to be really busy for professional speakers. So for y'all who are just getting started, I wish you all abundance as well as you move into this amazing month of May. So let's get into our LinkedIn audits for today. And what I'm going to do is actually go over to our school community so I can make sure I don't miss anyone. I know I posted yesterday that we would be doing these audits. So we're going to be doing an audit for Patty, Ravi, Aubrey, Heather, and Mark. Congratulations, y'all, for winning this month's audits. And I'll tell you all a little bit about some of the things we'll be doing in the group at our live next week. So just as a reminder, y'all, for folks who are already in the Speaking for Profit Circle, let me just share with y'all real quick. Today we're going to be doing, let me make sure that it's up. Okay, great. So today we're going to be going through some LinkedIn audits for Patty, Ravi, Aubrey, Heather, and Mark. They won the spotlight for the month of April because they were at the top of the leaderboard. And what we mean by our leaderboard, if you join our community, which is free, and you go over to the right-hand side, you're able to see who are the top folks on the leaderboard in the last 30 days who have been giving feedback, posting in the group, and being the most interactive. We also have our calendar, which will be updated later on today, of events. But as you can see, every Wednesday, we have a live training that we'll be able to support you all with as you continue to grow your business. Next Wednesday, I'm actually going to be going live with Patty, doing a one-on-one coaching session, but we're going to do it live on YouTube. So you all can see how I support folks with one-on-one coaching, but also see some of the things that you can think about when it comes to growing your own speaking business. And then the following week, the 15th, of course, we'll have our weekly training, but we're also going to do a VIP Q&A for everyone who won their VIP time during the challenge. We'll be doing that. So if you haven't already, go on and make sure you add these things onto your calendar. All you're going to do is go to the Speaking for Profit Circle group, go under calendar, and let's say you wanted to add the VIP, you would click here and just add it to your calendar. If you don't see access to the Zoom, that's probably because you don't have access to this Q&A, and just reach out to me or Michaela and we can get you access to that. So make sure you look into the community space, because that's going to be great for you to get a little bit more connected with what we have going on in the month of May. So let's get into these LinkedIn audits. And the first person I'm going to pull up is actually Patty to give some feedback. So let me just log into LinkedIn so we can get that going. And what I'll share with you all before we get into the audits themselves, I just want to share with you all that the reason we're using LinkedIn for this, y'all, is because LinkedIn is such a powerful place to start to build relationships. And it allows us to get to know people that don't know our business, but also it's a space that is for B2B. And what I mean by that is if you're a business that's doing business with other businesses, you should be on LinkedIn creating value so that people can know you and you can continue to build up your audience and continue to get more opportunities. Eventually, we want to get to the opportunity where people know you and you don't even have to reach out to anyone anymore. They just know about you and your business and they're able to give some support. One other thing that I'll share before I share my screen and share Patty's page and give this amazing feedback. And Patty, thank you so much for being here. Within Speaking for Profit University, we do LinkedIn audits. So we're doing this for free because you all have kicked butt this last month, but this is a part of the support that we have within our paid program. And I always want people to know that, because sometimes people are like, what do you do? How do you exactly help people? And one of the first things that we do when we're supporting folks, like we have our Rich Speaker Mastery program coming up in the month of May. If you're interested in joining, just go on to put the word Rich Speaker into the comments and we'll reach out to you. But in that cohort, we're going to spend 12 weeks together. And 2 weeks out of those 12 weeks, we'll be working on amplifying your LinkedIn profile and also supporting you with putting together amazing content that you can share on a consistent basis on that platform. Okay, cool. So Patty, shouts out to you for already being on LinkedIn, number one, right? Very easy to find you. What I really appreciate about your page, Patty, because I want to start with the strengths that we have here, is that we already have an amazing photo of you on the TEDx stage. And I think that this is a great way for people to know that you are a professional speaker and that you've already done the work and you're enthusiastic. You have your hands up. I just think it's a great photo of you here on LinkedIn. When it comes to your cover photo, I love that you're looking directly at the camera. I love this styling of the glasses matching your t-shirt. It looks really great. And one thing that I always consider, y'all, when I'm thinking about folks in their LinkedIn profiles, especially this photo, is if you like it. So if you like it, Patty, I love it, because our confidence really bleeds through when it comes to the photos that we decide to select. So when it comes to your headline, this is your headline right here, this first section. So Patty, you have, I help teachers be exceptional so that they can affect students' lives with profound impact. How can I help? And I love this because it's also a question. So that's more of a call to action. The only thing that I would want to add to this, Patty, for you, and you could write this down in your notes. I see that you're a PhD. Who are you to help these folks? Like what more credibility can we add to this headline? Maybe we want to pull up some information about you being an author. Maybe we put in here author, TEDx speaker, and change agent or something like that. But I would love that after your I help statement, just a little bit more about who you are, so that folks can realize your expertise in the beginning of seeing your profile. One other thing that I see here, Patty, is that you only have 12 connections. So I think really being able to grow your connections on LinkedIn could be really promising for you. Where I've seen the most success with most of my clients is when they have 500 and above. And what this does is LinkedIn begins to push your profile up a little bit more so that more people know about you, your business, and what you do. One other thing is that you do have the ability here, Patty, to add potentially a link where people can either book a call with you to learn more about your speaking business, if you have a coaching business, or that you can add a lead magnet if you have a book, or if you even wanted to just go on and add the link to your TED Talk so people can watch it. There is a way for you to do that within the top of your LinkedIn profile. So I would suggest adding some type of link here to take your client to the next step. Follow your passion will lead you to purpose. I'm not going to read this whole thing, Patty, but what I love about it is you've already used emojis to kind of break up the sections. And that's something that everyone who's watching here can take away from LinkedIn. When we are writing in our about section, it can get really wordy, right? So in order to create some pace and some space for the eyes, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are using emojis or caps to break up the different sections. So you can see here with Patty, we have this, then we have another section that says keynotes and workshop titles, right? We're listing those. And then we have to learn more about keynotes and workshop, please contact and send you an email. Remember, you are here on purpose with a purpose. I love that. Be the best and do the best. I love this so much. So one thing to consider, Patty, and you've been through the 5-day challenge. If folks have not been through our 5-day challenge or are interested in the replays, we'll have those up sometime in the next week, and I'll be sure to share it in the Speaking for Profit circle. But Patty, I would suggest saying to learn more about keynotes, workshops, please contact me or please book a call with me here and maybe attaching your calendar. The reason I say this is that you can get on calls with people who are really motivated instead of having a bunch of emails that you have to follow up with. So when we send people directly to our calendar, what that allows us to do is it opens up all answers to all the questions that we might have, like when's the event, if they're really interested in me speaking, do they have a budget, instead of them sending an email to you and then you having to follow up with a calendar anyways so that you all can book a call. So you could skip out some of the work by shifting this to your Calendly or your Acuity or whatever calendar you're going to use as your call to action. But I love that you end with this amazing quote. So thank you so much for sharing that information with your community. I see here you have your featured section, which is your books. And then also, of course, your, I believe this is probably your TEDx talk. So this is great for credibility. So that's good. If you have anything that's current, like a podcast that you're on, you could also share that as well, especially since you have the book on here twice. I think this is probably like an interview, but you could share, if you want to share something else, you could. But I love that you're focused and you're really focusing on the book and the TED Talk so that people have access to those lead magnets. Okay, great. Just looking through to see if there's any more feedback I can give you as far as updates. All right. Oh, look at Aubrey. Aubrey gave you some great feedback as well. So if we get some more recommendations, that would be great as well, Patty. But I love that Aubrey's a part of the Speaker for Profit Circle, has already given you some feedback too. So those are the updates that I would suggest right now, Patty, right? In regards to the content, I don't see, let me see. You got a few posts here that you've created. Okay. Definitely. We'll be going into content creation in the Rich Speaker Mastery, but I love that you're using long form content, Patty. I would suggest if you haven't already, try to utilize some polls. That might be something great. See this right here, Patty, this link. This link could definitely be in your bio section so that people can go on and book that call with you and get on your calendar. That would be really great. I'm glad you have a mission post. So any of the strategies, Patty, that you're going to use around content are going to be the most successful when you decide to add more connections to your LinkedIn. So when you only have 12 connections, it's hard to get a lot of engagement from folks who are outside of your circle. So what I would suggest is start adding maybe 10 people a week and continue to grow your LinkedIn. If you need more support with that within the Rich Speaker Mastery, what we're going to be doing is supporting you with adding 500 additional people to your LinkedIn profile a month. So if you're interested in that, we can get on a call and talk about it and see if that could be supportive. But I know once you get more connections, your profile will grow so much more. So I hope that that was helpful, Patty. Definitely. Okay, great. Somebody said just sent you an invite to connect, Patty. All right, folks are connected. I love that. 2 different books. Okay, good to know that there's 2 different books. No problem, Patty. I see that you're saying thank you. No problem. I hope that that was helpful. And once you get those updates done, go on and share that with us in the group. We would love to, give you some additional feedback and some additional support as you continue to grow. So the next person that I'm going to move over to is Ravi, since I already see his page popping up over here. To give Ravi some feedback. And shouts out to Ravi. Ravi is an amazing physician, scientist, author, and speaker. And we know that because Ravi has shared his amazing titles here within his cover photo. So, Ravi, I don't think you're here live, but I just want to give you your feedback still. And if you have questions, feel free to post it in the Speaking for Profit circle. So the very first thing that I notice here is that we have a photo of Ravi. What I love about this photo is it gives credibility because he's in his white coat and we see him, right? This really looks like a doctor photo. Now, the only thing to consider, Ravi, is you have your website here, and sometimes that confuses people because they can't click it, right? So people want to click it and they can't get into it. I see you also have it here, which is great. But what I would do is just take out the website. I would even take out physician, scientist, author, and speaker. I think that you could put an amazing quote about your business and add that here with your photo, which could really amplify the message that you're trying to get across as a speaker. I love this photo. You look very confident and dapper. So I think it's a great photo to use. And as long as you like it, that's all that really matters when it comes to that photo. Okay. So I see we have your name here and then you have the pronunciation, which is great. Your I help statement. I help companies build aligned high performance teams that achieve a 300% rise in productivity within 12 months of attending my lectures, courses, clinic, or workshop. So I love this, Ravi, because you're giving them the data and then you're also telling them the time, right? So you're solving the problem, you're giving them that. Now, one thing that could get confusing and people might be like, what is Ravi currently working on? Is the fact that we have lectures, courses, clinics, and workshop. So what I would love to do is maybe just choose 2 of these to focus on. And you can always shift your I help statement depending on what campaigns or what current clients you're accepting to make it a little bit easier for you. So that's great. You have here your speakers page. I think this just goes over to your website. I'm assuming. Yep, it does. When I click there, y'all, you can kind of see goes over to Ravi's website, which is great. So it takes us right over there. Now, Ravi, if you want people to book a call with you and when you want it more easeful, because remember, y'all, today's talk is about how to make more money, right? And how to secure more clients. I would make this a link to your calendar instead of a link to your page so that you can directly just get on calls with folks. Like we want to make it as easy as possible. And when we have them go on our webpage, they can get lost. Of course, they get to know more about us, but it would be great if they could just go on and get on a call with you. Okay, great. See, you've got your bio here. I do remember reviewing this for you, Ravi. I think that this could be condensed a little bit and a little bit more personal. It's a little bit academic, which is great, but I know you're trying to build more of the personal side. So I would take this website section out and maybe move it along somewhere else on your profile because people can't click these links. So I would move these and just focus on the about section and make it a little bit shorter and see how you can bring up, like most of this stuff is about your publications and some of your work as far as being an MD. So why don't we bring up some of the coaching and some of the talks that you've done? But I definitely think that this could be condensed. And the only other thing I would suggest is this needs a call to action, right? So book a call with me, download my ebook, watch this YouTube video, but we need a call to action at the end of this text to be able to support our audience. And it needs to be condensed a little bit more. So services, you have your services listed here, which I think is great. We could take this link out, Ravi, and then just include the services. I love that they can do the request with you. I think that's very promising the way you have it set up. One thing I did notice is that you don't have a featured section. So I would add a featured section here, similar to the one that we've seen from Patty. You're posting some great content, Ravi. I got to check out some of it. Most of your content seems to be video content. So I think it would be great to give them a variety, maybe do some polls, maybe do some written content as well to see how your audience responds to that. How many folks do you have? You have 725 connections, which isn't bad, but I think getting you closer to the 1,000 and continue to move will be great for your profile. Okay, great. You have your jobs listed, your schooling. Definitely. Oh, look, Caesar's there. Shouts out to Caesar. Definitely feed it. And then Aubrey as well. So if you can get some more recommendations, especially on your speaking and coaching, that would be great here as well. So there's a few things to update here, Ravi. I think one is bringing in a featured section so we can see more of your credibility. Updating this to include a quote or something else other than these titles. You can move these titles actually into your headline right here. So after you have your I help statement, it could be physician scientist / author and coach or something like that. And then making sure that you condense these down to one or two and updating this and making sure that's a little bit shorter. So we're going to support folks with amplifying their LinkedIn profiles in the Rich Speaker Mastery, Ravi. So if you want to join us there, we can definitely get this done a little bit quicker. If not, go on and take this feedback and update it and share it with us in the circle so that we can see the updates that you're able to make. Okay, great. Ravi is on fire. He sure is. He's always creating some amazing things. So next up, we're going to do the audit for Aubrey. Attention public speakers, coaches, and consultants. Ever dreamt of booking 5-figure speaking and consulting contracts? In just 5 days, I'm teaching my tried and tested system to elevate your speaking and consulting business. Forget the cold emails, bypass the salesy pitches. This challenge is about building genuine high-value connections. And here's a promise I have for you. With a commitment of just 1 to 2 hours a day for 5 days, you're going to witness transformative results. On day 1, you'll learn how to craft a business strategy without cold emails or paying to speak. Day 2 is all about you redefining your profile to attract decision makers ready to invest in your expertise. By day 3, you'll have your very own 5-figure sales system to turn contacts into clients. By day 4, we will have you automating your funnel with proven templates and scripts. And day 5, I'm going to teach you how to master the art of discovery calls with a step-by-step checklist and exclusive 5-figure sales secrets. Whether you're just stepping onto the speaking scene or you're a seasoned pro, this challenge is tailor-made for you. I'm going to teach you the exact strategies that have helped me help my clients make over $2 million in the last 2 years. The journey to a thriving 5-figure speaking and consulting business begins with this challenge. So are you ready to redefine your limits, accelerate your growth, and bask in the limelight of your success? I want you to join the 5 Days to 5-Figure Speaking Challenge now. Let's rewrite your success story together. Simply head over to speakingforprofit.com. You're going to click that button that says 5 Days to 5-Figure Speaking Gigs so you can get started with the challenge. Can't wait to see you there. All right, now back to the show. And let me see, where'd my screen go? Okay, there we go, Aubrey. Okay, great. This is a photo of you, Aubrey. So this back photo says own up, own your story, own your power, live your truth. I love that. I don't know if this is your quote, Aubrey, but if it is, that's great. Only thing I would suggest is if you wanted to include like your logo or something here, but I love this. I love that it's big, and that's great. I love this photo. Look happy. As long as you like it, I love it. And then let's look at your I help statement. I help individuals break from oppressive relationships, jobs, or beliefs, guiding them to embrace their fears and reclaim their authenticity for a life purpose and fulfillment. I love that. That is a very powerful I help statement. So it looks here like the way it's shaping up, Aubrey, when you say you help individuals, is that you're doing like coaching more than speaking, which is great. But know that you are more putting it out there as more of a B2C, a business to customer offer than a B2B, right? Because people are seeing individuals. So individual coaching, or you could be doing like executive coaching with corporate folks, but you're going to be working more individually. If you wanted it to be more people, you would put organizations or corporations or, however you want to be able to share. So that's great. I see you have your YouTube channel here, and it takes it over to, let's see, when we click it, takes it over to your YouTube, which is okay, definitely. So I see there you're sharing that you're a life coach, which is great. What I would do is direct them instead of to the channel, Aubrey, direct them to the exact video that you want them to watch. So you could have something that says like, learn more about me or learn how to break free from oppression. And that could be what they click. And then it takes them over to a video to take a deeper dive. So give them a clear call to action here that takes them on a deeper dive. And Aubrey, I know you already signed up for the Rich Speaker Mastery. I'm so excited to work with you. So we'll continue to work on this as well. But I know once you start to point people there, you'll get more traction to your YouTube, but also more life coaching clients. I see that you have 175 followers, which is great, 169 connections. We're going to grow this once we get the LinkedIn Legion app set up. So we'll start to see that grow and be a little bit larger. Okay, so backed by more than 14 years of corporate professional experience in psychology, Aubrey is rooted in belief, challenge, sculptor, purpose. Definitely, I love this. So most of the stuff here, Aubrey, you're pointing everyone to the YouTube, and I think that's great. But I think when we're really, y'all, trying to move into getting more clients, we need to be intentional about pointing people to booking a call with us so we can see if we can help them, right? Because that's what we're in the business to do. So instead of being a little bit redundant, Aubrey, and having YouTube here and there, one of these should be your calendar, right? One of these should be your calendar that people can get into. Then you have your YouTube here as well. This could be your calendar as well for people to book a call. So don't be passive about it. Get the Calendly set up and put it there so that more people can see it. But I love that you do have your links here because it'll just take people on a deeper dive so they can get to know you. All right, we've got some of our content here, which is great. I love that you already have your features section. That's good. Okay, international speaker, creative entrepreneur, perfect. Comcast as well. Universities. See, Patty and Ravi gave you some love. I love that y'all are doing so much amazing work to give each other recommendations, y'all. Be in each other's community. That's super powerful. So let's work on getting you a few more of those as well, Aubrey. And like I said, we'll work together the next 3 months to be able to really grow this. But I'm excited for you because you've already got some really good stuff. I love this concept of owning it. I think it's super powerful. So main thing that I would update, Aubrey, I would put in here that you're a life coach or something around that because I didn't know exactly what you did by looking at your profile. I would also go through here and add more of like maybe who you want to work with and also what are your offerings, and then also direct them to a call with you. And then here you could add your Calendly link as well so that folks can get on a call with you. Okay, great. So let me get back to sharing. Aubrey, I hope that that was helpful for you to give you that additional feedback and to be able to support you as an amazing speaker. So for folks who are watching, what we're doing right now is we're doing LinkedIn audits. for folks who are in the Speaking for Profit Circle. If you just joined us, if you're not a part of the circle, go on and click the link in the description. You can join us for free. And when folks are on the top of our leaderboard, every month we're going to be giving folks feedback and supporting them with some one-on-one coaching for the top person so that we can continue to help folks grow their speaking and their consulting businesses. So I believe the next person who's on my list, but let me go over here and make sure. We have Heather, and then we also have Mark Scott. So let me see if I can find Heather. And I hope this is helpful for everyone to see. What I love about audits is, I'm kind of giving you my feedback. And then as you see other people's profiles, there are other ideas that'll come up for yours as well. All right, Heather. So Heather, I know, is like an editor and book coach, but also speaks. So I love these photos. They're so on brand. Heather, this one is a great one of you looking back at, you're at an event. And then I love this photo as well, looking directly at the camera, giving us the salt and maroon or salt and brown vibe, which is very nice. So great photos, great brand photos that you've been able to take. Here it says pin to proof, and I think that this goes directly to Heather's website, which is amazing. So it says best-selling editor, storyteller, expert, host of Telling All Tales and Indie Soup Network. Make more money by writing a book about your zone of genius. I love this. So this is really good, Heather. I think that these are great. You've got appropriate emojis. What I am thinking is maybe we want to get to this part quicker because people don't read everything. So this tagline could probably be first, and then we can go into all of your accolades. It's up to you, but that's something that I would shift out. What I love about Heather's page is you're very direct, right? So schedule a conversation today. People can click that very easily, get on your calendar. And this is what I was sharing with you, Aubrey, Patty, and Robbie. We want to make sure that that is something that's at the top of mind. Because when we think about people's attention span, if they are clicking on your page, they're probably going to go like this and just looking for ways that they can take the next step. So they're not going deep into it. So that's great, Heather. So you already almost have 1,000 connections. Let's continue to build those up. Love that this is starting with the hook. I have a question for you. How much longer do you plan to let the book live in your head or your computer instead of making more money you deserve? So this is great. Okay, so you're giving them 2 ways to work with you. Heather's getting directly to the bag, which I love. Can schedule a call. Great. So this is good. This is really good, Heather. Services, you already have them: writing, editing, copywriting, public speaking. I think one service you could add, Heather, because sometimes when you're supporting people with the project management side of this, you're coaching them. So I think adding coaching to here could be appropriate as well. And then I see the content that you're creating, which is great. Owner, editor, perfect. And then do we have some recommendations? You have some recommendations as well, which are great. So this profile is pretty much set up, Heather. I think one thing that I would want to probably support you more with is the content. So I'm going to click on one of your pieces of content and just give you a little bit of feedback. So I love this because it's a video of you and it has this header, right? It says, have you read The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates yet? I cannot recommend it highly enough. The story is flawless, but it's the use of language that continues this book to hold on to me. Here's my discussion about the masterpiece that is The Water Dancer on Indie Soup Media. Now, what I would suggest is your video should still have a call to action. It could be like, are you interested in editing your book? Let's book a call. And you could have a link to your Calendly, or you could say, put in the word comments book, and I'll reach out to you so that we can get on a call. So your profile is perfect, but the content needs to make sure that it's not just adding value, but you're pushing your clients or potential clients to the next step so that they can know how to book that call with you and take their business to the next level. But I love that you're reviewing books. I think that it could just go a little bit farther with that. Also, the other thing on LinkedIn is don't forget a few hashtags, maybe a few hashtags at the end of this. What hashtags do is it'll take us beyond this audience and it takes us into other audiences, right? Which could be really great. But other than that, this looks really good. I haven't watched the video, but I'm just giving you feedback more on the post. And I hope that that's helpful. So for your profile, Heather, what we're primarily doing is maybe moving this up a little bit higher. This section looks really good. Adding coaching here potentially, adding some call to actions to our content, and then just getting some more testimonials. But it looks really good and you're in a really good place. All right, congrats, Heather. Let me see if I can find Mark on here. So let me see one more thing while I'm looking for Scott. What I'll do is I'll go on to school to see if Scott, Mark, if you have this, sometimes you'll have it on your profile. Okay. It says when I click on your LinkedIn link, it says LinkedIn does not exist. So let me see. You might only have a Facebook profile right now. Okay. So it looks like Mark only has a Facebook profile. So Mark, one of the things I would suggest is that you go on and create a LinkedIn if you haven't already, Mark, and we can give you some feedback on that. Just reach out to us and let us know once it's done. And once you've committed to doing that, we're not going to give you a Facebook profile review, but if you can go on and create your LinkedIn, that would be great. So great feedback. Thank you. No problem. So I hope the feedback for the audits today were helpful for you all. And for folks who are here just watching and able to see it, if it was helpful and you plan on updating your LinkedIn, go on and put the word money into the comments. And we can follow up with you and see what your LinkedIn profile looks like. But if you plan on updating your LinkedIn based off of the feedback today, go on and put the word money into the comments. So as I shared with you all a little bit earlier, one thing that we're working on this month is that we are going to be launching our next cohort, which is the Rich Speaker Mastery. And the Rich Speaker Mastery is going to be a 12-week program starting the week of May 20th. It's actually going to start May 23rd. That'll be our first call. And the thing that I'm doing different that I don't normally do is normally I have asynchronous content, right? Like I have a course that you'll watch and then you come to coaching calls with me. This time we're doing it live. So it'll be weekly live trainings going through what we're calling the Wealthy Speaker Blueprint. And that's everything from learning how to create your speaking offer, getting feedback on your speech, building up your LinkedIn following and getting you in conversations with decision makers, negotiation. What is your discovery call script so that when you get on calls with folks, you're able to get some support? We're going to support you on the marketing side by helping you create your media kit, your press kit. So the goal of this is to show you how to make $30,000 in 90 days without burning out and really to support you in becoming a high paid speaker and have the strategies and everything built in. So this is going to be great. We only have 10 spots available. And we only have a few more spaces available for folks who are interested in joining. So the deadline to join the Rich Speaker Mastery is actually going to be on May 10th. We might extend it for folks who need that. But if you're interested, like I said, I see that Braylon, I believe, put the word Rich Speaker into the comments. If you're interested, go on and throw it in the comments. We'll reach out to you so that we can get on a call with you and see if you actually qualify to be a part of the Rich Speaker Mastery. We're doing application and phone call to see if folks are ready for it. And for folks who are not, we have all of our amazing information in the Speaking for Profit Circle. We also have our 5-day challenge replay workshop that you can watch as well. So if you're interested and you want to get that additional support, coaching from me, be a part of this amazing cohort, create transformation in you, yourself, and your business, go on and put the word Rich Speaker into the comments and I'll be sure to reach out to you. So I see we have a question from Aubrey. Can we have 2 call to actions on a post? For example, 1 subscribe to my YouTube and 1 hire me to speak. I would suggest 1 call to action per post because we don't want to confuse people, Aubrey. So if we have a post, let's go on and lead them to the next step. I think the next step for you, because you're open for business, would be to book a call. And then the great thing about when you get on a call with a person, you can always share with them and say, hey, would you mind subscribing to my YouTube channel, whether they decide to work with you or not? So we want to take them to the next step, which is the money step. Let's get on a call and see if we can actually collaborate and work together. So I would say 1 call to action per post is the best thing for you to do. All right. So folks who might be here watching for the first time, I do want to share one thing with you before we head out. if you're interested in more free trainings like this and just being a part of Speaking for Profit and learning more about how to monetize what you know, monetize your expertise, go on and text the word speak to 323-405-9492. Anytime that I go live here on YouTube and I have a live training, I send it out to this text message list. If we have a VIP event or something going on, I share it with this group as well, because I just think it's so important to give you all the access, because you all have trusted me with your phone number, right? But also because I want to be able to direct you and support you at the best way possible. So if you're new here and you're not on our text message list, go on and text the word speak to 323-405-9492. So before I go, I just have one more thing to share with you all. I know for some of you, the cohort itself might sound a little overwhelming. I've reached out to some of you and you said it's too much time. I don't have time to invest in it. And what I want to share with you is there's always going to be something that's in the way of your time in your business. So when is a better time than now to commit to creating transformation and change? So I just want to push back on y'all a little bit who are saying y'all don't have enough time. But the other thing that is included within the cohort, but even if you don't join the cohort, I would love for you to come through too, is that we are having an event called Speaking for Profit Live, where I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know about marketing yourself, building your personal brand, growing your YouTube channels, growing your abundance through speaking in person. So this is going to be an in-person workshop that's going to be happening here in Atlanta, Georgia, June 21st through the 22nd, that weekend, Juneteenth weekend. Come and party with us. So we're going to have a 2-day event. The first day will be more about networking and building connections and relationships. The second day, we're renting out a space called the Creators Clubhouse here in Atlanta, Georgia, where you're going to have an opportunity, if you would like, to be a VIP, to hit the stage and share a speech. We'll record the speech for you. And then what we're going to do is edit it and put it into a speaker's reel so that you have a professional speaker's reel that you can share with your community, right? Which is going to be really, really great for you, right? And you have a full day of workshop, right? So even if you decide, I don't want to hit the stage, but I want to come and learn, you'll have an opportunity to do that as well. So Friday, we'll do a networking event. Saturday, we'll be together full time, doing some content, supporting you all. And then Saturday night, for all of the VIPs, we're also going to have a VIP dinner at one of my favorite restaurants where you can hang out with me and other speakers from the event. So it's going to be really great. This is our first time moving beyond the screen for Speaking for Profit and doing something in person. So if you are in Atlanta or close to this area, we would love to have you. Just go on and put the word live in the comments if you're interested in knowing more. If you can't make it to Atlanta, we will have virtual tickets that we will have for sale in the next couple of weeks that we can send out to you as well. And I'll be sharing this particularly with the Speaking for Profit Circle first. So if you're not a part of our community, make sure that you join. But I would love to have you there in Atlanta to be able to hang out. What I'm really excited about is you all hitting the stage and having a speaker's reel for yourself, right? It's going to be really amazing. So I see some people putting live in the comments. What I'm also do with y'all, I'm going to give y'all the direct link just in case people are like, you know what, Evolve, I'm in Atlanta. I'm ready to sign up now. So what I'll do is I'll grab the link. We'll also still reach out to anyone who's put live in the comments, but I'm going to put the link in the chat so that you all can go on and check it out. I just added it there for folks who want to go over to speakingforprofit.com/S4P live. You can get your early bird ticket today. Meet us in Atlanta, Georgia, and we'll be honored to have you there and to hold space with you. Okay, great. So I think I let y'all know all the updates. Some really cool things are happening. So I'm really excited. Aubrey, thank you with Evolve and the team. Thank you so much, Aubrey, for being here. So I see we have a question. Any plans for a West Coast event like this? Great question, Maddie. You know, West Coast is always in my heart and potentially yes, right? I definitely think that we want to do more meetups, more workshops on the West Coast. Now that I live in Atlanta, this is where we're going to be doing the event. But look out for that. That's definitely something that I'll talk to me and my team about. We'll sit down and talk about it. But I would love to do something like this in the West Coast. You know, bringing this type of experience would be really great. So we'll look into it and maybe it's something that we could do in 2025. All right, great question. When is the event? The event is June 21st and the 22nd. That is a Friday and a Saturday. Let me make sure I'm giving y'all the right dates because y'all know I don't want to lead y'all. Yep. Yep. So June 21st, that Friday, and June 22nd, that Saturday. June 21st, we will be starting a little bit later in the afternoon. We'll spend some time together networking and building relationships. And then the 22nd, we'll be at the Creators Clubhouse. We've rented it out. We'll have breakfast and lunch there. We'll also have speakers. People will be hitting the stage, getting photos taken so that we can put together some amazing speaker reels for them. And of course, y'all have an opportunity to meet me in person, and I have an opportunity to meet you as well. So I put the link into the chat for y'all if y'all want to check it out. And we'll be sending out some emails and text messages about that as well. So there's two exclusive ways that y'all can work with Speaking for Profit University right now. One, joining the Rich Speaker Mastery Program, our cohort. As a part of that cohort, you do get a ticket to Speaking for Profit Live. So that's built into the pricing model around that. Or if you're like, you know what, Evolve, a cohort is not something for right now, but I would love to meet you in Atlanta. You can meet us in Atlanta for Speaking for Profit Live, hit the stage, or be a partner of our amazing networking event and audience and just hold space with us. So I'm excited, y'all. It's going to be some really, really great things that we're doing in this second quarter of the year. And I'm just so thankful to be in community with you all and to have you all as a part of this mission to empower and to influx the speaking and consulting industry with as many diverse stories, with as many diverse people as possible. So it's been an honor, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. We will be going live again next week, same day, same time. And until then, I hope you all have a good one and peace.